Hello survivors, and welcome to Soulstone Survivors. In today's video we are going to be looking at a weird but wonderful Death Knight build. The runes that we are going to be running are Multicast Mastery, Weapon Expert, Unconventional Start, Unexpected Arsenal, and Skill Inclination Swing. Now, the skills that we are going to be looking for are going to be skills that revolve around the actual Death Knight. So what we're going to be looking for are the skills like Carnage, Festering Strike, Blade Storm, and there is one more. Where did I find it? Oh, there we go, Shadow Grasp. So two of the skills are actually the character's unique skills. One is from the weapon, the other one is a Glacial Affinity, which is a buff, and then Bloodlust. So we got our 6 skills, but if you can find one of them, Contagion works very well here as well. So we've got our 6 skills planned out. Let's get straight into it with a cursed run. And let's get there and going. Now we've actually got a very similar build going for our Death Knight over here, where we actually land up getting the best time we've ever set in the game so far. So we actually did a 4 minute and 51 second run using these runes. We did actually just swap out a single rune, which was our Skill Inclination. We swapped it out for what was it, adrenaline again. Adrenaline being whenever you have less health, you have higher cast frequency. But for this and for this video, we decided, you know what, under 6 minutes is actually more than enough. It is extremely consistent. So I've tried this multiple times. I've used both Contagion and what was the other skill that we used, like Festering Strike, between the two of them, because each time I haven't actually found either Festering Strike or Contagion or Bloodlust. You don't really need to have Bloodlust as long as you get Contagion. You've got that sweet opening there for that skill. So over here we got Festering Strike and we got Shadow Grasp, which are 2 of the skills we were looking for. So we're ready, pretty much 4/6 of the way there, considering we have 4 out of the 6 skills that we need for this build. And then we're still looking for Blade Storm as well as Carnage. Now with this build, I would say that Carnage is probably one of the most important ones. We do find Blade Storm over there, and we are in a fantastic spot. We can take one touch of Ice, and now we just hope and pray we find Carnage soon enough. And the reason for that is because Carnage is actually the bread and butter of this build. So hopefully we can find it. We are running out of rerolls. I'm not seeing it, which is a bit of a problem. There we go, fantastic. So we've got everything we need for the build. We're going to skip active skills. If you don't find Contagion, you can use Bloodlust. If you can't find Bloodlust, don't worry about the thematics of the skill, of the build. You can go for any or absolutely any skill you want to for this. The main skill again is going to actually be Carnage. As long as you have Carnage in any of your builds should be a-okay. That is one of the strongest skills. Although it was nerfed, in the last patch or the patch before that, it is still very, very, very strong. So just really, 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 really weird that although the skill was nerfed, it's still dealing huge amounts of damage. And I think it's actually because of the power creep that we are getting from our actual game, from the skill trees and things like that. So because we did get buffed as characters, we do more damage now with the skills, even though they do get nerfed and things like that. So still a very, very, very strong skill. And if you are trying to get below 5 minutes, or if you're into beating the maps as fast as possible and things like that, Death Knight and Carnage as a skill are the way to do it. And if you want to be even more impressed with that, you can grab yourself the Skill Mastery Swing and try and get yourself Scent of Blood. Carnage does bleed, so it's the same as using something like Flurry or something like that. It's going to deal huge amounts of damage, and you're going to be in a fantastic spot in terms of just damage and speed. You could also add yourself the Misfortunes Embrace, since you are playing with Blade Storm, if you are looking to take this build further than your Cycle 0 run. So if you're looking to do overlord cycles, or if you're looking to do some endless cycles, grabbing Bladestorm and Misfortunes Embrace are going to make that a lot easier for you to deal that huge amount of damage as well. Alright, this build also very impressive because we don't actually use our Ascension at all. Although we do like our Ascension and it does work really well, we just deal enough damage to not have to worry about it at all. So no need for worrying about Ascensions. We can deal more than enough damage without them, and we are just happy to have all of our skills kind of wrapping around the Death Knight as a character, and that was the whole thematic point to it. So the point was to get the skills to all be similar in features, and in this case most of them are swing except for contagion, and then all of them hit in a 360-degree area around the Death Knight. So very thematic in that way, and it just landed up working so well in terms of, you know, consistency as well as ease of getting them. So very easy to get all the skills you need. It doesn't really matter if we do die, not the end of the world. We can work on getting a bit more movement speed for that, grab ourselves a hypothermia, and then just grab some damage and things like that. We get some more area of effect, more damage, more movement speed, and as long as we keep getting more and more damage, we should be able to sort everything else out and not really worry about dying too much in the future. So losing one life, not really so much of a big deal. A nice damage increase over there, and we can get an increase in the duration for our glacial affinity as well, which is giving us quite a big boost in damage as well. So we'll check on the next boss fights when glacial affinity does proc, just how much, you know, we'll do it midway during the boss fights, because right now I don't think much is going to happen with it, and we'll see on its next proc just how much damage increase it gives us, because the bosses should have a lot more. Well, let's have a look now. We're 95% increased damage, and once it procs we go to 502%, so we're getting over 400% increased damage just from having glacial affinity on, and that's going to be probably one of the best skills for this build, because it gives us that huge amount of damage that we otherwise wouldn't have had. So very strong skill, and just a beautiful skill to run. Now, one of the other reasons why I actually decided to do this build is I wanted to do something with Festering Strike, and the only reason I do that is because I actually absolutely love the skill. It's green, which is my favorite color, and that's it. I love green, so I decided let's do a skill, you know, a build based on a skill that is green, and what we could do thematically and how we can make it so that you know, it just deals a lot of damage, or the build is successful in some way. So that's the whole point to this. You know, if you're ever thinking, hey, why do you have these specific skills? It's because it kind of thematically goes with, you know, the skills that I like, being Festering Strike. Contagion's also really cool, again, being green. Are they strong? Actually, Festering Strike is pretty decent. Contagion is very strong, being a rot skill, and they are very strong skills anyway, so still works really well. We do not have a lot of crits. I think that is actually maybe a cause for so little damage as well. Damage isn't as high as it usually is, I'm not sure. Usually I've been very consistent with the amount of damage I've been dealing in these runs. It's always been an under 6-minute run, but as you can see over there, this one, for some reason, because we're recording, is actually going to be over 6 minutes, which is very unfortunate. So I'm not 100% sure. Sometimes we did get a lot more buffs to swing skills, and that would have given us more damage for a lot of our skills, but this time we didn't get too many of those, and unfortunately we just missed the 6-minute mark. A bit of an unfortunate one over there, but right now we do have to be very careful, because as you can see, our life is not in the greatest of positions, and any one hit, although we just finished it, could have killed us. But 6 minutes 11 seconds, you're going to see Carnage dealing the most amount of damage, or at least that's my expectations. Yes, it is. And Bladestorm coming next with Festering Strike, then Contagion and Shadow Grasp. So as you guys can actually see, I have finished it with this character on this map at 4 minutes and 51 seconds. A very, very strong build. It does, you know, the runes and some of the build does change a little bit because Swing Inclination makes it so you do get the swing skills a lot easier. But otherwise, a very, very fantastic build. Otherwise, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos like this in the future. And always remember, keep safe, survivors. Until next time, cheers.